Hey guys, it's Brit, and I wanted to make another video. Um, so, I wanted to make this video because a few reasons. One, very early on when I first started making booktube videos, the first time I made this video, you couldn't really hear me that well. I didn't have that great of a microphone, so you couldn't really hear me. Not that this one is much better, but it was better than the one I had, and, so I just want to make this video talking about me before you. And I've spoken about this book multiple times on this channel, but I wanted to take an attempt at a more neutral, less heated stance on this topic. So Me Before You by Jojo Moyes is a romance novel about this man named Will Turner and his assistant Louisa, or Lou. And Will was not always disabled. He was hit by a car, and as a result, he got a spinal cord injury. Louisa, or Lou, is just an average girl who worked in a diner, and once that diner was no longer available to her, she had to find a job. After going through some other jobs, she eventually comes to find somebody comes to find a newspaper ad for asking for assistance to help Will. And at the end, spoiler alert, Will is very suicidal, and Will wants to fly to another country and kill himself via assisted suicide. And that's essentially what this book is about. Now, there's a lot of discussion that surrounding this book that says, is it ableist? Is it that I've heard arguments from both sides, or maybe people just aren't aware of some of the things going on in this book. But for me personally, I do find a lot of this book very ableist. Now, I believe that every author deserves a second chance. So, while I won't be reading this book in particular again, maybe one day down the road I will pick up another work for her that does not include the sequel to this book. So, what are some of the things that I find ableist? I'm trying my very best to separate character ignorance from author ignorance because I don't know JoJo. I don't know her in real life. I've seen interviews where she seems ignorant to a lot of the things surrounding the disabled community, but like I said, I don't know her. I've never sat down and had a conversation with her. So, for the sake of this argument, I'm going to say that her characters are ignorant and that she is not ignorant. There is one part in the beginning of the book in particular that I found personally really, really, really hurtful because there is an individual I know that uses the assistive technology that is addressed in this book. I believe it was one of Louisa's family members, and they were talking, and I'm paraphrasing here, this wasn't word for word, but she essentially said, I hope that he doesn't have one of those robot voices. They're scary. And that line made me very, very angry. Because, like I said, I know somebody who uses this assistive technology, and he is not scary at all. And it's that kind of gut reaction that makes me want to come on here and yell. But yelling almost invalidates my argument. So let me explain his assistive technology. Okay, so I'm gonna go into a little bit about my disability versus Will's disability later on in the video. But okay, so my friend who uses this assistive technology, he has the same disability that I do, but his is much more severe. I am very fortunate to have the disability, the degree of mobility that I have. He cannot speak. He cannot open his hands that well. He can't walk. I have limited mobility. I can walk short distances with a walker, and he can't do that. He needs his family to feed him, to cut his food. I am very lucky to be where I am. And because he can't speak, and we have better technology today, he has a headrest on his wheelchair, and these buttons connect inside his. There's a cord that connects inside his laptop, and these buttons do different things. Because he can't really open his hands, he can't type on a keyboard. So he has these buttons are essentially his mouse. And depending on which button he presses or which way he moves his head, it results in what he will type. So when he uses his head and he hits a button to the side that searches a word for him. When he hits the middle button, that hits enter, and the words are omitted from a speaker. And the third button, I'm not sure what the third button does, but it's there. And he is so intelligent. And he gets frustrated a lot because he can't express his ideas as quickly as you or I can. And because it takes him longer to type, he has to go and find each individual word. And so that for him to form just a sentence might take minutes. And that's not his fault. But he easily becomes frustrated, and a lot of people do think that he's scary because they look at him and they don't understand. And I think that's what a lot of these characters are. They don't understand. And I think Will also doesn't understand his position or what he has in this life. Yes, what happened was shocking. And I'm sure some people don't feel the same way I do. But I think this book, the main issue is the ending, in which Will chooses to end his life. And to me, for me, and a lot of other people, we felt like this book said, that our life was not worth living because we are disabled. And maybe that wasn't her intention, but that's how we feel. And we feel hurt. And she doesn't appear to understand why we're hurt. I also have an issue with the fact that this is marketed as a romance novel. Now, I like that it shows that, yes, the disabled community can fall in love with a perfectly able-bodied person, and that happens more than some might think. But we felt, and when I say we, I mean my group of disabled friends, not the whole disabled community. We felt that it was romanticizing disability, and that wasn't how we wanted to be thought of. We felt like plot devices instead of people. So I guess you could say we felt dehumanized. And that's just our opinion. Now, let me touch on this briefly. I do not have a spinal cord injury like Will. I also spent my entire life disabled. I did not wake up one morning and go outside and go to work and have a perfectly average day. And then suddenly, I have no feeling in my legs. I can't move. I can't walk. I can't do the things that I was once able to do, which I can understand why Will is frustrated. But to me, the book didn't make much sense when Will decided on his ultimatum and to end his life. Like, I do not have a spinal cord injury. What I specifically have is cerebral palsy. If you want to get really, really technical, I have spastic triplegic cerebral palsy. And what that means is, okay, so both the triplegic refers to both my legs being affected and my left arm being affected. My right arm is entirely unaffected, so that's where the tri comes in. The spastic refers to spasms, so this has been occurring more so in the winter than in the summer, but sometimes my arms or my legs will just start uncontrollably spasming. This also makes me, quote-unquote, very jumpy. So if you take me to a horror movie and I am startled, I will visibly go like this because it sends a spasm. That fear reaction will send a spasm through my entire body, like this, but yeah. Anyway, guys, those are some of my more up-to-date thoughts, and please don't, casually throw around the word ableist, because when things are when you casually say, oh, this is ableist, you diminish the meaning of ableist. And with BookTube throwing around things like problematic and things of that nature, I'm scared that ableist is also going to be and has become one of those terms. Please please just be careful and aware of what you say. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on for 15 minutes now, so I'll let you guys go. I love you, and I hope that we can talk about this regardless of your opinion in the comments and on Twitter, etc. Alright guys, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.